So I didn't care enough about the industry to want to be in there so bad that I would sacrifice at the time my thoughts. Okay, so you have to develop this mindset of recognizing this is who I am. And there's going to be those that don't like you for it, and there's going to be those that like you for it. Either way, it's not your business. Either way, that's not your problem. Your thing is to do this. Stay true to you, and recognize the people that come into your life and guide you and support you on your path. And recognize those that also try to distract you from your path. And sometimes, most of the time, it's the people closest to you that does this. When they're distracting you, recognize those distractions, but also recognize the lessons in those distractions. Okay? Let me bring this up, and I was hoping to make a short video. Yeah, right. It's Spirit. Come on. He doesn't do short videos. Yeah, I do. I got a couple. One or two. So many of us are out there struggling. And I'm not saying I'm not. A lot of you still think I'm way up there, super wealthy, all that. No, I blew a lot of that money trying to help other people. I blew a lot of that money trying to empower other people without educating those people or without qualifying those people for my time, my finances, and my spirit. Okay? That is real talk. The reason I've gone broke so many times is because I did not qualify the people that I was trying to reach. It's very important. That's real important. I'm rebuilding everything right now. I can't yet say all the stuff that we got coming, but we got a lot of stuff coming. So let me tell you the Clicks TV story. I was recently asked to do an interview after, I guess, the original creators of YouTube made a documentary, and they mentioned that Click TV was actually the first to ever do public streaming live. Before Click TV, there was no YouTube, nothing like that. The only companies that could afford to do this streaming was ABC, NBC, Sony, and Universal, which are the four companies that I researched how they were doing it, found out they was using a company called Bright Cove. So I went to Bright Cove, like, look, I'm not them. What deal can we work out so I can do this with what I'm doing? And we generated and created a server and created the first public streaming platform, which, yes, I was the first to Google tried to buy out. That was while YouTube was still in development. I was aware of YouTube. I never thought of them as competition. I felt that although we had the same idea, which you guys got to get this in your head, okay? We're so quick to pick out enemies and to go to war, whether it's business, love, living life, your spirituality. We're so willing to go to war, but we're not willing to find allies. We're not willing to live, but we definitely show willing to find something to die for. So in business, to me, yeah, business is war. And in war, what's your strongest point? Your allies. Your allies. Okay? So YouTube never was competition to me. Okay? We're very, very similar. And you have to think about this. Every single ideal you have, hundreds of thousands of people have the same ideal at the same time. Some will do it, some won't. Some will take action, some will make it work. Okay? So YouTube, the creators of YouTube, I don't know when they came up with the idea. I can't tell you that. I just can tell you I was first. I was the pioneer. But I never seen them as competition. Although they did view me as competition, which when you're doing something new, you got to show like the bankers that you have competition so they know that it's worth investing in. Cool thing about being a pioneer, and this is going back to like my junior high school days, learning not to care what people think was because I was always on the edge of something that nobody else was doing. I didn't have competition. And I still got the funding. I still made it happen. Okay? So I didn't put stock into creating competitors. I put stock into this is what I do. And this is valuable. And people seen that. Okay? Because I didn't care about what their normal criteria was. I got funding to grow. Okay? That's a very, very powerful business thing. I was just watching a young lady, the young lady was homeless in the airport. Now she's worth billions. I want to say her name's Aurelia, but it's not. Love her. I've been watching her stuff, you know, Dr. Joe. And anyway, I was recently watching a video and she reminded me of something that I had forgotten. And that was to, when you don't have the money to do what you're doing, become money. Become the money. But she doesn't explain that really. So all my years of doing business, I've never had money when I started doing what I was doing. The money always followed what I was doing, okay? And the way that happened was I took the time to write out my business plans completely, my marketing plans completely. I tried to paint a picture of the idea so vivid that you would think that you're living it when you're reading it. That's how you become money. You paint a picture so vivid and you find those like-minded people and you show them your painting. But it's just a blank canvas. But they see what you're going to paint. Then they give you the funding to paint your painting. Okay? That's how you become money. Man made the money. Money never made the man. There's a reason that saying exists. Okay? So, a lot of us, and especially you younger people, I noticed that you like to put everything, your whole life, on Facebook and YouTube, and some things that just shouldn't be posted. I know you hear me. Some things just shouldn't be posted. And I think it's great that you guys want to share and belong and be a part of. That's a beautiful thing. What's even more beautiful is when you can just do that with your friends, your family. Spend that time without posting it. Spend that time in that moment with them. And believe me, as a digital creator, as an entertainer, as a musician, I lived my life in the limelight. And I've lived my life behind the scenes. I've shared stories of my life that maybe I shouldn't have, but it lets you know that I'm a human being. I'm real. I have feelings. I get up every day like you do. I go to work. I do all the things that you guys do. I just look at things differently. Okay? But there's parts of my life I don't share. You guys couldn't, for the life of you, name one person I was dating, ever. Because I don't post that kind of information. I don't post how much I'm making. I just say I'm broke or wealthy. I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Oh, I spent too much money. I'm over here sitting on the side of McDonald's hoping somebody buys me a hamburger. Oh, I'm over here now. I'm going to McDonald's buying everybody hamburgers. I don't say how much money I make, how much money I don't make. I don't say those kind of things in public. I don't talk about my love life. I don't talk about my money, and I definitely try not to talk about my next move, but you guys see me do that. I have done that. And I'm still learning not to give all the details of everything I'm doing, just let you know I'm still doing it. Sometimes I get a lot of haters. Sometimes I get a lot of love. Either way, I appreciate both. I do. very grateful for my haters. I'm very grateful for the love I get. But if you think it changes my mind either way, or that it changes my direction, or it changes what I'm doing, or that it moves me in some type of way, it don't. It don't. The only thing that moves me is me. Period. Whether you love me or hate me, doesn't matter to me. All that matters is what I'm trying to work on and where I'm trying to go, because it's my journey. It's like your life. It's your journey. Your life. It's not your friends, not your families. It's yours. Now, I know I spit out a lot today. I spit out a lot. And somewhere in there's some gems. You just don't know it yet. There's a few things other that I want to talk to you about before I go. In life, we all take our time and we try to figure things out. We try to understand who we are, what we're doing, what our purpose is, and get on that path. I good and bad growing up. There was a point in my life I was on the FBI's most wanted list. Out there gang banging, doing the most. But I've always helped people. I've always tried to fix wrongs. I've always seen somebody suffering and tried to, what can I do? Through that, I learned a lot. For one, if I hadn't been raped, okay, and you all know I was molested and raped and all that, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't be as secure in my sexuality as I am, and still able to do little things like stand here like this and know that that's not, I'm not gay. There's nothing wrong with being homosexual. It's just not me. I'm comfortable with that. That's why I'm so cool with my homosexual friends, because I can be me and they can be them. And it ain't no judgment. What you do in your bedroom is your business. That ain't my business. So, a lot of that stuff growing up, being the bad kid, but actually being a good kid, I would say misunderstood, but who knows? Whatever it was, abused, all that good jazz that people want to claim is so life-threatening to them and so, I can't live, my mom just beat me and I just, fuck all that. Oops, sorry. Forget all that. It made me who I am today, and made me where I can stand on my own by myself, and I can keep moving forward. And it also helped me recognize that I don't have to do it by myself. I need support. I need friends. I need other people to help me rationalize and do the things that I do. Okay? I didn't build Click TV by myself. Ricky Johnson was there the whole time. Premier Agencies wasn't done overnight. Walter was there. Ricky was there. Helen Bradshaw was there. Tanya was there. So many people were involved in everything that I do behind the scenes. And just because you guys see me in the forefront does not mean that there's not at least 100 or more people behind me helping me reach those goals. So yeah, be strong enough to know that you can keep going even when nobody's behind you supporting you. But be smart enough to recognize you need other people. You need other people to get there. And when you build without other people there, not only does it 99.9% of the time fail, but it also weakens you. It weakens you to think that you can stand alone against a hurricane. And you can't. You need other people to stand with you against the hurricane, hopefully dragging you away. I'll quit playing. So I just wanted to make a short video talking about believing in yourself and not paying so much attention to what other people say, and especially now, with so many of us pressing to post something, so many of us striving to create content. Don't create content, just create. You don't need to create content, you just need to be. That's it. The money will follow you, honey. The money will follow you. You don't see me on YouTube all the time trying to build up this big, huge video portfolio. I don't do it. As a matter of fact, YouTube just recently deleted almost all of my videos. When I made the announcement in the business world, the Click TV was on a comeback. YouTube started deleting all my videos, which I thought was interesting, but again, why should I care? That's their platform. That's what they do. Cool. Doesn't stop me from doing what I'm going to do. And this video will probably be on YouTube later on today. You don't let those little things distract you. Yeah, I could stop and be distracted and be mad and I could do all that. Yeah. To what end? All it's doing is slowing me down from what I'm doing. It disrupts my peace and happiness. It underlines what I'm working on. And see, when you're like me and you're working on unity, and you're forming that one love, you can't let those things distract you. You can't let those things stop you. As a matter of fact, you embrace the fact that it happened, because clearly your platform's not the right platform for what I do. And you go on. You move. You ain't got to even go through all that at all. It's a very fine art. When I say that I don't care, it doesn't mean that, no, I just don't write out. It means that I don't move according to the buttons you press. It means I live my life the way I'm going to live it. And you can't press my buttons to get me to live my life your way. I hope that makes sense. There's so many of us out there letting other people push our buttons. And we're living the life they want us to live instead of us living our lives. Recently, I was talking with Terry. You know, a couple of years ago, I had contemplated moving to Atlanta and moving my companies out there. Terry Moore was real encouraging, Chili, T-Boz, a lot of different celebrity friends as well as personal friends and family. And they was like, yeah, you're going to love it, you're going to love it, you know. Then Ronique Marshall went out there. She's like, oh, Spirit, you got to get out here. There's funding, there's this, there's that. Get out here, get with us so we can just do this darn thing. And in that moment, I stopped and I said, Ronique, you know, no, I'm not going that way. Because I remember when Christiana Andretti, the actress, was in Colorado. And she was shooting my TV shows. And we were sending them off to Hollywood. And when she came and she told me that she was moving to Hollywood, I said, you shouldn't do that. And she's like, well, that's my dream and blah, blah, blah. And you don't want me to live my dream? I said, no. I said, this is just my opinion. And I said, because you know I love you. You're my friend. We grew up together. I'm not going to say anything to hurt you. But I will caution you that in Colorado, you're so rare. You're black and Italian. Your look, the way you move, it's rare. They don't see a lot of beauty like you walking around the streets. But in LA, oh shit, you can find it on the y'all know what I mean. So, she did move to LA, and she's doing great. She's not doing bad, but she's not doing as good as she would be, maybe, say, somewhere else where her unique skills and talents were exotic. Okay? So in that moment, Ronique was unique. Come out here, everybody's out here. We're all banding together. We're going to start making movies and write books and do music and blah, blah, blah. It hit me that me going to Atlanta, I'd just be another black man. You know, what makes me so unique is because I have this space, this peace, this quiet that I can create and be just ultimately creative. I don't have to listen to nobody else tell me what they want to hear. I create what I want to hear and hope that there's 0.01% of the world that wants to hear the same thing I want to hear. And so far that's worked out for me. So I didn't go. I went there to see beautiful, beautiful, beautiful downtown. I loved it down there. It kind of reminded me of Italy a little bit, the curvy streets and the hills. And I was calling Terry all the time, driving him and my dad crazy because my dad lives in Macon. But I didn't move there. And right now I'm going to go check out Houston. Seen a lot of good things about Houston for the new businesses that you guys don't know about yet, but we'll get there. Houston is a good port. But so's Puerto Rico, so's Jamaica, so's Belize, so's Brazil, so's a lot of different other places. New Orleans. So I don't just move because everybody else is jumping on board, you know. You don't always have to do what everybody else is doing. The largest successful people, they're the ones that make the billions now, not just millions, because there's 11 millionaires daily created. Becoming a millionaire now is not that hard. It never has been. It's just so. But when you follow the crowd, when you don't cut your own path and let others follow you, you'll find that yes, you will still get your success. You still will have all these things. And when you get to the end of that road and you look around, for one thing, if you ever fall off, you ever stray from the path, those that were running with you are now gone and nowhere around. You're going to find that out real quick. That's going to be the first sign. The second sign is you're going to find out that you don't feel fulfilled. Yeah, I have the cars, the houses, the money, my bank account secure. I got the girlfriends or the husbands, the wives, and I got all these things, and yet something in here is still empty. It's when you really know yourself enough to create that path and trust that path and believe in that path to the point where you don't mind being alone. You don't mind being by yourself because you know when you get to the end of that road, and there's never an end, by the way, when you get to that goal point where you got to set a new goal and something else to strive for, you realize that you feel fulfilled. And you'll turn around and you'll see all these people, all these things followed you. And they're there. And because they went through the struggle with you, whether you knew it or not, they're going to be there if you fall to help you get back up to go on to that next goal. We get influenced too much. That's why I don't call myself an influencer. I don't call myself a guru. I ain't none of that. None of that. And yes, I've had an amazing life, good and bad. Loved it all. Okay? I have no regrets, no want, no nothing. Besides enjoyment of the life I have. Whether I got money or not, I really don't give a damn. I'm just happy being. Today's a beautiful snowy day. I'm just happy. I was happy to take a walk this morning and just look at how beautiful the snow was. And to be able to do that. Because a lot of you guys was in an office, looking out the window, dreading having to drive home at rush hour and all the car wrecks and yeah, that's not going to be me, baby. That's not going to be me. That's not my life. So, I wanted to make this video on the Lyndal Spirit Raw channel. For those of you that will see it through other mediums. When we speak proper English. Please go over to YouTube and join the Lyndal Spirit Raw. Because it's just me. You know, there's no camera people here. There's nothing. It's just me. And I'm just taking the time to talk to you from my heart, off the top of my head, about things that move me. And when I look at stuff, how I view this world, how I view business, how I view people, you know, but what I do put stock into, like what does make me move compared to what doesn't. And everybody's talking about the stock market. Everybody's talking about invest in this, invest in that, invest in what you wear, invest in what you use. They're talking a lot of stuff, but they're not you. See, and once you see you and look in that mirror, then their advice either becomes noise or advice, because you understand you. For me, investing is not an option for reals. Not in what they're investing in. That's not what I invest in. It's not what I'm going to invest in. And this next move of my company, it's not even close. Nowhere near it. Okay? But that's me. What I invest in is different than what you might invest in. Because our goals are different. Our dreams are different. The end outcome is different. Everything is so much different. But yes, I can sit here and tell you what I invest in. That doesn't mean it's good for you. It doesn't mean that it'll work for you. And it could mean that it'll make you richer than your wildest dreams. Whatever it is. What I do is what I do. And I can speak about it. But that doesn't mean it's right for you. I don't follow the crowd too often. Very rarely. I go the opposite direction. When I see everybody running this way, unless there's gunshots, I'm running that way. Which just happened to me the other day, by the way. And I guess I might as well tell you guys this story. Me and Goddess Isis Games. I was with Goddess Isis Games. She was showing me all her progress. And we were talking about, you know, special needs people. She was going to get into the company and the next move she was going to make. And when I would have the new office building so that she can actually have her official office, which is going to be a shared office at first for her. So we catch the bus. We love catching the bus. I love being on the bus, watching the people and talking to the people. And, you know, no matter where I go, I will get on a bus and talk to the people. Whether they recognize me or not, I don't care. I just like people. So we love going on what we call our adventures. Because every time we go somewhere, it ends up being an adventure. We just end up walking for miles, stopping off at places nobody ever stops at, and talking to people and just doing all kinds of shit. So we decided to catch the bus. Colfax and Downing, we on the bus stop. Somebody starts arguing down the block. Next thing you hear is blah, 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 blah. So I was like, what the heck is that? I was like, those are gunshots. And she's like, well, you better get down. Because I got to see where they go. So when they start pointing at me, then I'll move. Because, yeah,